We're live. Yay. Howdy, howdy, everybody. Okay. Um, so how's it going?
All right. Just got some.
Oh, you got little Fevs in. Oh, cool. That's great. Oh, and I have to uh give a shout out to my secret update because I got several really neat ones. Actually, I'm wearing one. A nice little Ankh. It actually looks a lot like one that you've got. So I was like, oh hey, we match, but because
Oh yes.
yeah,
Ooh, pretty.
yeah. But what was really awesome was I have Tauret and Sekhmet here, 3D printed. I mean, is that cool or what? I'm thinking I have to show these to Morgan and be like, dude, you got to step up your game, man. Some people are doing cool stuff.
Oh, this one's my favorite one right there. That one's pretty.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, and you might have got some febs, which it's comes from the French word for bean, but they're actually little ceramic things that you put in king cakes.
There's Horace.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, he's a little out of focus, but is he a standing Horus or?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So
I prefer sitting Horus.
Hang on, y'all.
Okay.
Just have to do the rim. But
this one is Toth.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay. But
all right.
Yeah.
Put it on your altar.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can move
Howdy.
Right.
Oh, okay. Oh, poor sarcastic. Did have a ride to the post office. Gonna have to mail yours tomorrow. Do you have like a? Well, that's right. See, the advantage, like if you can buy the postage online and print it out, is that you can just take it and stick it in your mailbox and they'll come pick it up. But the problem with that is if you're not doing that through something like Etsy, then you don't get the discounts, and a lot of times they'll try to punt you straight to priority mail instead of like the ground rate, and so it's not always the most cost effective way to do it, but if you can, it's certainly the easiest way. You just I've gone and stuck a package in the mailbox at like 1 o'clock in the morning, but I don't have to worry about being in on time for the mailman. It'll be there. So yeah, that's just one way to do it. But anyway, okay, Celery saying I can count down to New Year's Day since midnight is in an hour for you, though I count sunrise as the beginning of the year. Yeah. And actually I think that's kind of helpful because a lot of sources will actually give July 19th as the day that Sirius would appear before dawn, but that's if you're counting after midnight, I guess. I know, and if you're starting the new day with sunrise, then hey, the 18th works. So that's what we're doing. That's our story, and we're sticking to it. So and just as a reminder, yeah, tomorrow we're going to be doing a broadcast out in the backyard, and hopefully the internet will cooperate. And because last year it kind of cut out in the middle of it because we were having internet issues. So I don't think we're going to be able to do cookies for everyone like we typically do because it's going to probably drain my phone.
Right. Tomorrow's going to be quick, dirty, and abridged.
Well, that, and also it's going to be nearly 100 degrees outside. So.
Quick, dirty, and abridged. One cookie for all.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think, and actually I think that would work really well to kind of finish off our what we're doing with pulling one for each of the days on the year.
You realize tomorrow, all will be one.
Well, there you go. But tonight we're finishing up with the birth of Nebet-hat, and I actually have her represented with the candle and also a little plaque. So we're good to go. So yeah. It's not a party till Softy shows up. Yeah. Kid Fox is 108 here today. That's right. You guys are in Utah. So yeah, it's like desert heat out there. Love to go and visit one day, but preferably at a cooler time of year. So, oh yeah. Let me go ahead and turn the fan down a bit, just so that we don't blow our candles out.
So there won't be candles in the wind?
If I get that song in my head, I'm coming for you.
Oh, yeah.
It took me, must have been 5 days, to get the opening theme for Code Geass out of my head. And I told Darren, look, new rule when we binge watch anime with our friend, for the love of God and all that's holy, skip the intro. And why are you laughing?
What are you looking at me for?
I swear I heard stifled chuckles or something from over my shoulder.
Oh.
These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me. This Tefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, Anachidu. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands. Our purity is within our hearts. We've cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure.
Good thing it doesn't cast out mischievous.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to use up what we have left in the thing here. I have a fresh reload. Yes, and we finally have the new calendar up, and I figured out that next year, Kemetic New Year is going to be on a Thursday. So we will take that Friday off, because the next day it'll be like, okay, we've been broadcasting for what, 6-7 days straight. We'll take a Friday off.
Next year.
Next year. Not this time, but next year. Because again, next year it'll be on a Thursday.
Although I think we might want to consider taking the Friday off soon.
We'll see how that goes. But so that's kind of, there are some weeks where Friday is what I'm looking forward to.
Me too.
Yeah, so just best hobby, Monkey Paws had to
Go west.
go home.
Aw.
Yeah.
We love you, Monkey Paw.
Yeah.
Good kitty.
Oh, and Sarah Kekaway says, I'm sure the pagan shops out here would love to have you do an event. That would be really awesome. Yeah.
Where is Sebekegaway?
The Sarah Kekaway and Kit Fox both live in Utah.
Oh, I want to go to Utah. I really do.
Yeah. Because isn't Valley of the Gods in Utah?
I believe it is.
If any children of the 80s that remember Airwolf,
Yeah.
that the setting for a lot of the stock footage from that was in Utah, if I remember right. But yeah, we're very sorry for Hobby, because I know that you were really concerned about Monkey Paws and earlier last week, they weren't doing well, but you know, um, we'll I'll
We'll pick out another friend for you. I
Yeah.
promise.
yeah. Huh? Sepakakwa is saying there's surprisingly many pagan shops out in Utah.
I've heard actually.
Huh?
I've heard.
That I would have to check out. I had a pen pal for a little while, about 15 years ago. That was out there. Someone else who was a devotee of Anubis. That was out. Oh gosh, it was somewhere outside of Salt Lake, and I don't remember.
Which is everywhere else in Utah. That
uh,
isn't Salt Lake. But
No. Well, I mean, you've got Provo. You've got. Gosh, I know there's some other places, but those are the two. Actually, Utah is one of the few places in the U.S. that has naturally occurring natron. Because the chemical composition of that particular type of salt, somewhere in Southern California and somewhere in Utah, you actually can get it. So it's American natron.
I don't know if it's legal to take it though.
No, you're thinking of Egypt. In Egypt, it is illegal to export natron. So you cannot get Egyptian natron outside of Egypt, but you could get American natron.
Just remember,
Huh.
Boo good. Love Boo.
Dude, I'm not going to try to mummify you. Okay. Trying to keep moving along here. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons. Wait a minute. Not only does it shine like Ra, it also destroys the enemies of Ra and all of their abodes till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
We should receive the light again, real quick.
Okay.
Receive the light.
All right.
Receive the light. We're caught up now.
Okay. Thank you for keeping count. Now, the eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world. To everyone who is tuning in now and will be joining us in instant replay.
Or the future.
Yes. Well, the eye of Horus comes, and we are all purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
Receive the light.
Yeah, so those of us who will be joining us in playback in the future. Now, we fill out our days upon the year. We have honored Osiris, Horus, Set, Aset, and now Nebet-hat, sister of Aset, wife of Set, and loving aunt to Horus. And oh my, we need to light our candle for Sekhmet,
Mama said,
but first, I need to. Hang on, I'm going to use my. It just. That would have been really fun if this would have worked. Because this thing. Gosh, I got this thing in the mid 90s. It's a letter opener that's shaped like Excalibur. It came from the Noble collection, if anybody remembers that. And it will not reach all the way to the bottom of this to get the washer from the last candle out. It would have been real funny if it did, but no dice. So, I was just going to see if I could put a fresh candle in there for Mama Sekhmet. Because I have, here, we'll put a tea light in there. And we'll refresh the candle to start the new year tomorrow. And I'm thinking of actually starting just a brand new candle for the new year. We'll start it tomorrow. But here we go. Hail, O Sekhmet the Great, eye of Ra, who hides him within her iris. Oh, man. That is so cool. It actually did not go out, even though it landed like at kind of an odd angle. That's really cool.
Awesome.
Yes. Because Sekhmet is awesome like that. There we go. Hail, Sekhmet, sovereign, mistress of light who moves in brightness. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of darkness, at whose setting the dusk comes. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of fear, whose seal brings death. Hail unto you, Sekhmet, daughter of Ra, who loves Ma'at, who detests Zfet. Most holy of the gods, one seeks life in you.
Yeah, it's appropriate that she would basically keep her own flame going.
Mm-hmm.
She's the foremost in the house of flame.
Yes.
She's like, I got this. I know,
Yep, that's exactly right. You arise in the Alketis Kepri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu, as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from Nun at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Nebet-hat, mistress of the temple. Hail and praise unto you, O Yonetcheru, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out Zfet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. Oh, and somebody on the Discord had posted a picture of a cake with a red snake coiled on the top of it and like icing for, to be cut up and eaten tomorrow. And I was like, that's really cool. What flavor is it?
I hope it's delicious flavor.
But I think it would be really fun to make a like, especially for the victory of Horus, make like a hippopotamus cake and make it red velvet. Because that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, it helps that Darren's favorite cake flavor is red velvet. So,
Well, it's not just the cake flavor; it's the outside too.
oh, it's got to be just the right.
Look, it's not just the red velvet; it's the fact that your icing is made of Philadelphia cream cheese, vanilla, and a couple other things. But it's bloody awesome. I mean,
Oh well, you're thinking of well, okay, so a proper red velvet cake has the cream cheese icing.
right?
Gotcha. Okay, well,
I mean, you can put any icing you want on them technically, but
It's kind of funny. I was thinking exactly along those lines before he said these things.
Huh.
I was like, I'm thinking of the inside of the cake should be red velvet,
yeah.
and the outside should be some form of cream cheese on the surface.
I'll eat yours for you, Robert.
Yes.
Well, it does help to kind of plan ahead for holidays, but for right now, we need to focus on celebrating for Nebet-hat. I mean, we don't want to be. Hang on. Yeah, I don't want to be sticking that right in front of your camera view. There we go. It's her party, and she'll eat sweet cake if she wants to. Take these, your cool waters, which are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. O Nebet-hat, O Yenuchidu. These cool waters are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Nebet-hat, O Yenuchidu, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense, great of purity. This incense is the eye of Horus. Its fragrance comes to you. It cleanses you. It adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. This incense is the eye of Horus. Its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, or Nebet-hat, or Yenuchidu. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. The gardens prosper, and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Nebet-hat, O Yenuchidu. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine, and your water. Pure, pure is Ra Horeketi within his house. Pure, pure is Nebet-hat within her house. Pure are the cause of all of these gods, with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure. for the cause of all of these Aku, in every place their mortal cause dwell.
Boo, you okay?
Yeah, I just lost my place mentally for a second.
You need some water.
Say what?
You need some water.
Okay, well, just a minute. So they get first dibs. Come to your body, O Rahoraketi. Come to your body, Nebet-hat. Come to your bodies, O Yunechiru, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Nebet-hat. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. O Ra Horaketi, and your son, the Osir Nisu Nebkapiru Ra, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And from the table of the gods to the table of the blessed dead, we light for them this candle, that it may be the eye of Horus that lights their way in Duat. And we pour for them these cool waters from the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be refreshed. Okay, so I got the last of this one. And we remember monkey paws, that they may find their way to the front of the sunboat.
Good kitty.
Horekeru, ta henket, ka kau efdu senachirmahat, kut nibet nafret wabet alket nachirim, and cow and aku kunibu, ma keru nibu hiranachra. A voice offering, bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a god lives, for the cause of all of these Aku, all true of voice before the great god. And catnip too.
And some fish.
well, the right kind of fish. Interesting thing, because we know it's kind of a contradiction. We know that plenty of ancient Egyptians ate fish. Plenty of Egyptians eat fish now. You know, it's something that comes from the river. It's there are models of boats, where they're casting fishing nets. So we know that they fished. But I think there were probably certain kinds of fish that they avoided eating. One of them, of course, you might know about the story that supposedly Osiris's member was eaten by a fish, and so that fish was considered taboo. But the other kind of fish, it's referred to as the abju fish. That fish swims ahead of the boat of Ra and is an advanced lookout for the sun boat, and warns Ra when the evil serpent is coming. The fish is sort of like the scout in the water that.
Yeah.
They also had a Kemetic, was it?
Hadmahit. Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Feedback from somebody's phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn this down. There we go. Because for whatever reason, we're getting some echo, and I'm hearing myself on the phone. So anyway, but that's a little bit of trivia about fish. I don't know what species the abju fish would actually be, but it's referred to in several sun hymns and other sources. And actually, I think it's even mentioned as one of the names for the last day on the year. And there's an article that I found that I was reading about that just today. But since we'd mentioned the different days on the year, according to the Cairo calendar, the last one, birth of Nebet-hat, says words to be said. O Nephthys, Nebet-hat, daughter of Nut, sister of Set, she whose father sees a healthy daughter. I am the divine power in the womb of my mother Nut. The name of this day is the child who is in his nest. Now, there's variations on that. It can say the falcon in his nest, and so we think that's referring to Horus because, we're on the precipice of the new year, and the new sun emerging. That's not just Ra, but also an aspect of Horus as well. So this is very much like New Year's Eve night, in Kemetic tradition. And so, hold on. There we go. We come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your ka shall live. Truly, your need has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Aeneid says unto you, your word is law, eternally. This fet is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. Okay, I'm going to catch up on okay, and some folks are kind of discussing red velvet. And actually, because Sachahuti is asking what is red velvet flavor. Actually,
if you do it right, red velvet flavor is flavored by beet juice.
Yeah.
Beet juice and sugar and a few other things, but I'd have to go look it back up.
Yeah.
My aunt invited it, and when she made red velvet cake, what made the red velvet was beet juice and
so red
ground beets.
Yeah, so red beets made the red flavor and also gave it that particular Sweetness.
particular sweetness and
Yeah.
red velvet color. Yes, there was regular white sugar and brown sugar involved.
Mhm.
She also used a touch of honey.
Mhm.
It would knock your socks off. It was so good.
So she made it from scratch, huh?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely from scratch.
Yeah, most of the stuff that you get from the store, they
It's
use.
just dyed. It's your regular white cake mix with red food coloring in it. That's what makes it red velvet.
Oh, well, actually, somebody was saying that. Yeah, sarcastic saying I think red velvet is just chocolate with a touch of vinegar for zing, and red food coloring. Well, maybe.
Maybe, but my Aunt Vi used beet.
Oh, okay. Satya Hudi asked, can you do an aqua offering for Professor Eric Winter from the University of Trier? He died in December 2022. He's done a lot of work throughout his life for Isis in the Temple of Philae. He also got to know Margaret Murray when he was a young man. Oh, wow. That was that must have been
Lucky soul.
Yeah, well, because Margaret Murray lived to be 100.
Yeah.
So the little bit of overlap there. That's really cool. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And Celery is saying that sounds so good. Your description of cake.
Was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I'll make my Aunt Vi's one day.
And by the way, Satya Hudi, you've been sharing a lot of things on the Discord, and I've been really enjoying reading the things that you've had to say. And I think you mentioned that you actually have a blog. So if you wanted to share that, you're absolutely welcome to. But absolutely. Well, we had, there's been quite a few professors that, like I know that R.K. Rittner, he passed away within the last couple of years as well. And he's written a lot of things that are very relevant to what we do. The Mechanics of Egyptian Magical Practice, that was his dissertation. And so I'm sure some of them would be kind of amused to know that we're doing this, but also appreciative, I'm sure. So may they be included in our voice offerings. And as for Nebet-hat, right now the best source, I need to print it out elsewhere, but on her candle we have a hymn to her, and whenever I can do a revised edition of celebrating the Egyptian gods, which will be at some point, I'll have to add that into it. Hail, O Nebet-hat, mistress of the temple, lady of life, who heals and protects. You stand with your sister Isis at the throne of Osiris. Mother of Anubis, loving aunt of Horus, with skillful hands you weave the wrappings of the Lord of the West. O you of the four noble ladies, you guard Hapi in the direction of the north. You are one of the two chattering kites, keeping watch over Ennefer, one of the twin plumes on the crown of Min. You bind the evil one in fetters and consign him to Ra's flames. Protect us with your magic as you defend the Lord of all. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is see what message she has for us for tonight.
For everyone?
Yes, for everyone. Because you see, we've got, so far, running from Eri Mozit, the last day of the year until now, your mentality is alert, practical, and analytical. Your spirit of adventure leads you down an exciting new path. To make dreams real, first you have to have them. Dogs have owners, cats have staff. Expect much of yourself and little of others. That last one being from Aset. Now we'll see what Nebet-hat has in store for us. Okay, that was interesting. The whole box just kind of scattered. Tell you what. I guess that helped to shuffle them. The one who is afraid of doing too much always does too little.
Wow.
And let me read that one again. This is Nebet-hat's message for everyone for the year ahead. The one who is afraid of doing too much always does too little.
Now, I'm going to ask you to do this.
Huh.
Read everybody else's again from the top, and then that'd be the last one in the string.
Okay. Alrighty. Your mentality is alert, practical, and analytical. Your spirit of adventure leads you down an exciting new path. To make dreams real, first you have to have them. Dogs have owners, cats have staff. Expect much of yourself and little of others. The one who is afraid of doing too much always does too little.
Now, I see it's an overall theme here. This is a year for us to take ownership. This is a year for us to take command of our lives and go for it and do more than you think you can. And the thing about, dogs have owners, cats have staff. Which one are you?
Yes, are you a dog or are you a cat?
The dog or the cat?
Yes.
This is extraordinary.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm seeing some oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, Sachihuti wants a cookie from Nebet-hat and celery. And then Jessica Langto. Oh, so you want one? Okay, yeah, and Sarcastic is saying the gods are saying, just do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Sachihutu is who we're starting with. So, hang on. Yeah. Wow. Sachihutu got another double. Somebody really wants to talk to you. So here's your first one. To have a friend, be a friend. Now the second one. Don't be pushed by your problems. Be led by your dreams. So Sachihuti, your two messages. To have a friend, be a friend. Don't be pushed by your problems. Be led by your dreams. And I had saved, because you had gotten a triple last night. It says, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Let your intentions create your methods and not the other way around. Very interesting because you have that one, and then don't be pushed by your problems, be led by your dreams. I think they're speaking, Aset and Nebet-hat are speaking, as one and telling you, don't let your problems preoccupy you.
Let your dreams preoccupy you. Let them drive you.
Yeah, and it also says you are the guiding star of someone's existence, and it's funny the one you got tonight. To have a friend, be a friend.
Man, look, they're trying to tell you some things, man. You need to get on that old horse and ride it. You know what I'm saying, man? You need to pick you up a friend.
Darren Sachahuti's from Germany. I think the
King of the Hill reference.
right. The
You
The
guys
Texan
get,
act-
You guys get King of the Hill in Germany. I'm sure you do.
right. So he's doing a reference of a South Texas kind of accent. Um, but just in case,
Nothing meant to be offensive, just funny.
well, no, I was more worried about confusing because, see, the thing is, I know there are people all over the world that tune in and like there actually were some folks in Russia who they can read English no problem, but when I speak it, it's very difficult for them to follow along, and so I never was able to um, put print versions of some of my videos up, at least not yet, but maybe in
To our
at some point I
Russian
can do it.
friends, we're trying.
Yeah.
It takes time, and that's
Well, to all of our friends all over the world and all parts of Eastern Europe and
Yes.
elsewhere, where my slight Southern accent might be a little thicker than
I said
people here.
Russian specifically because you mentioned them specifically.
Yeah, and of course, I think a lot of them, in order to keep watching now, they'd be on like a VPN or something. But
Well,
we
peace to
love
that
you.
part of the world is all I ask.
Yes, we love you regardless. If you're tuning in with us, then we have more important things in common than where we're from.
Yes, amen.
So, okay, celery was next. And again, big shout out to Celery for figuring out what the lunar observances are going to be from now into 2025-26.
Celery, that was genuinely impressive.
Yes. And life is like playing the violin in public and learning the instrument as one goes on. And so don't worry about how it sounds. You're learning, and that's life. So don't be too hard on yourself. Life is like playing the violin in public and learning as you go along. It's okay. You're winging it, and so are the rest of us. Okay, so Jessica Langto and then Sarana.
Well, I thought I was going after
Okay.
Jessica.
Oh, well, all right. So let's get Jessica, then Darren calls dibs, then we'll go to Sarana. Okay, Jessica Langto. You are the controller of your destiny. It's that simple. You are the controller of your destiny.
Wow.
Yeah. And the feeling that I get is that there's, somebody else that maybe dominates your thoughts. Don't let them. You're in charge. It's kind of like Seth said about, are you a dog or are you a cat? And Nebet-hat is following up saying, you are the controller of your destiny. Okay, so Sarana, let me let Darren pick one. And then next is hers. So this one is Darren's. Happiness is a state of mind.
Okay. Is that other one mine too?
No, just well, these were ones that had been yours, and so you had gotten one like the last one was he who hesitates is last. That was last week, and now happiness is a state of mind. Okay, now for Sarana. There we go. Sarana, the one who is afraid of asking is ashamed of learning. The one who is afraid of asking is ashamed of learning. So do not be ashamed to learn. Now, I almost get the sense that maybe that's for somebody else in your sphere, maybe one of your kids or something. It might be a little
Nope.
hesitant. No, that's for...
Nope, that's for her.
Okay.
Because, listen, everything for the kids got to come through her anyway. So it's for her. How she uses it is up to her own powers of observation.
Okay. See, that's why I like having you here as an extra, set of ears and, I guess, ESP antennas.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then Vesper, and then for Lee Roxy on Discord. Vesper. Go for it. You never know what will happen next.
That's point blank. Go
Wow.
for it.
Vesper, go for it. You never know what will happen next.
Also known as go for it. We're not going to tell you.
Well, yeah. It's okay. You're trying to get a sense for it. Well, you don't know. Just go for it. Just go for it. Yeah. Okay. So now for Lee Roxy. Oh my. Another twofer. First one. To hear, you must listen with your ears and not your eyes.
Eyes can deceive you.
First one, yes. Now, second one. Prosperity belongs to those who can learn new things the fastest. Okay, so for Lee Roxy, to hear, you must listen with your ears and not your eyes. Prosperity belongs to those who can learn new things the fastest. Very interesting. Okay, and Laurencia, and then B. Oh, and then Mary Wepawet. Yes, kudos to our folks who are making requests for other people, and putting that in first. I will make sure I get you too. So Laurencia, and then B. Laurencia, life to you is a bold and dashing responsibility. Which is interesting because you would expect it to say adventure. But it says life to you is a bold and dashing responsibility. But you know what? It sounds positive. Because Darren, I would dare say that you can be a responsibility, but you are certainly a bold and entertaining one. So to, I guess, illustrate by way of example.
Yes, the dashing part left me a few years ago. But,
Well, I mean, dashing is in like
oh,
adventure, dashing off to sudden new things, and not. Yeah, well, that we did more of when we were younger, but yeah. So, Laurencia, life to you is a bold and dashing responsibility. So now for B. Oh, there we go. Oh my. B. Your sweetheart may be too beautiful for words, but not for arguments.
amen.
Interesting.
The gods do live a normal life in moments, don't they?
Well, Set and Nebet-hat's relationship is stormy at times,
Well,
but you know what? What better way to relate to the rest of us? Okay, and so let's see, then B, and then from Married Weapawet, and then Hobby, and then Conspiracy Town. So Married Weapawet. And Mary Leftwood, I think you were saying this is your first full year being Kemetic, and the cookie is empty.
the future is yours.
Yeah, I think they're saying.
And congratulations for being here, by the way.
Yeah.
We love you too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but you're the good cookie this time.
Yes, you are the good cookie.
Okay, and so for Hobby. Best Hobby. You can have your cake and eat it too.
Wow.
You can have your cake and eat it too. Funny this, we've been sitting here talking about cake. But
I'm so hungry.
yeah, well, we're gonna have to eat something when we get done. But okay, yes. Next is Conspiracy Town. All right, now. Okay, this one, part of it, we're going to chase after it. There we go. Although watch is probably just going to be like maybe the edge of a letter. Yep. Doing little things well is a step toward doing big things better. So Conspiracy Town, doing little things well is a step toward doing big things better. Excuse me. So do you plan on talking about cryptozoology? Because, conspiracies, I know there's a lot of, stuff that would be too political to talk about here, but I think about things like, the chupacabra and, Bigfoot and
They're
things
all
like
over
that.
New Mexico.
Oh, right. They're all over Mexico, yeah. Well, see, I'm convinced that the set animal was a chupacabra, or the Saharan equivalent of a chupacabra.
You know, that sounds like something you'd get at Taco Bell. The new Chupacabra Supreme.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It does. I'm like,
Okay. Okay, and so okay, Sarcastic is headed out.
no way.
Well, okay, and so Yamanu, yeah, I had to turn the volume down because of the weird echo thing, but okay. Let's see. Okay, and as for when is our web run pet going to start? We're going to do it at 5:30 Central. I think for Germany it's going to be around 1:30 a.m. And of course, if we run a little late, it's going to be getting closer to 2. But it'll
Right.
you'll instead of getting up early, you'd be staying up late. If you're in Europe, but it'll be 3:30 in the afternoon on the West Coast, and 5:30. Just as the sun is getting to a certain spot in the trees, in our backyard.
So 5:30 Central Time.
Yes, 5:30 Central.
U.S.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Thank you for the super thanks.
Yes, as always. Thank you for those. So we'll get Yamanu and then Sebekekele and okay. At such time, not been out for years. Kemetic with Yahoo and the person's anniversary. Okay. All right. Hmm. Yeah, and Fennec Fox. Yeah, that's the one with the big, tall ears. As a possible. Thing we were saying, well, considering a chalupas are a food, chupacabra, that's why you're thinking of that. But okay, so we're gonna get Yamana and then Sebekekele.
Thank you for being so understanding.
Yeah.
I need some Mexican food, man.
Huh?
Need some Mexican food.
Taco Bell is open late. And I saved something. I think it's on my other phone, but there was somebody had posted this thing that they made it completely serious, but it was absolutely hilarious because they were thinking that the logo for Taco Bell, and this was at the point when there was like a little highlight on the bell part. So I guess if you maybe aren't completely sober and you aren't focused on it entirely, it'll look like an eye. So they were thinking it was a lizard eye, and they were confused it with the Eye of Horus, and and this one girl was posting that for Christ she was going to not eat Taco Bell ever again because it was and we're like, dude, what? Since then, Taco Bell has updated their logo a little bit so it doesn't have that little highlight that looks like a cat's eye pupil.
I missed that.
Yeah, it's still funny as heck. But anyway, Yamanu, your fortune. You can have your cake and eat it too. So. And so now for Sebekekele. Okay. This one is trying to hide. Hold on. I have to crawl down here to get it. So Sebekekele, which is sure that. I don't know if that adds any layer of meaning or not. I think she's making us work for yours. There you go. Sebekekaway. Pride is a good thing to have, but don't overdo it. Pride is a good thing to have, but don't overdo it. Okay. Okay, and Kid Fox. Yeah. A copy, yeah. What's this? Okay. Yeah, it's funny. The secretary says, "Good advice, but I'm not a proud person." Well, maybe that's her way of saying, well, it's okay to have a little, just don't go overboard, you know. But now we'll see what Kit Foxes has to say. Kit Fox. Pleasant experiences make life delightful. Painful experiences lead to growth. So pleasant experiences make life delightful. Painful experiences lead to growth.
That's why they call them growing pains.
Okay. Yeah, we know some folks had to head out probably because, it is getting a little late and we're in the middle of the week instead of on a Friday. But, of course, we always appreciate everyone tuning in, especially, this being Kemetic Holy Week, so it's a very busy week for all of us. But if anybody's got any other requests, okay, I see Seshta.
Excuse me.
And, yeah. And I'm pretty sure you will, and that's okay. Just don't get so drunk you barf on the dog. Sounds funny, but that apparently happened when my first brother was born. But so Seshta, we're getting unfortunate for you. Oh, Seshta, you got two. I guess somebody was waiting to tell you some things. So here's the first one. And it says, life is like playing the violin in public and learning the instrument as one goes on. Now the second part of this. Have faith in the force of right and not the right of force. So Seshta, life is like playing the violin in public and learning the instrument as one goes on. Don't worry about being embarrassed. You're learning. Cut yourself some slack. Have faith in the force of right and not in the right of force. Don't worry, Raw always has the upper hand. we're there to help make sure that happens. Okay, if anybody's got any other requests for cookies and or for prayers, just put those up, and we'll work on getting wrapped up for this evening. Yeah, and Sajahid is saying, so asking Nephthys to bless my house, my parents, and our pets was probably the right thing to do on her birthday. Absolutely. Yeah. And I will say, I have gotten that cookie, that fortune before, and it's always been reassuring when I got it. And I actually have it on my altar. You can't see it, because of where everything's situated, but it's right at Ma'at's feet when I put her back in her spot. And yeah, it's like a reminder, especially when it feels like there are other negative forces that seem to have, or negative people that seem to have the upper hand. That's like a little reminder that, it won't stay that way forever. You okay? Okay, let's go ahead and wrap up. We are wrapping up for the end of a Kemetic year, and when the sun comes up again, it will be the start of another one.
Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry.
Praise Shu, I guess. I sneezed out Shu, I spat out Tefnu. Just please no spitting in here.
Not the plan.
And we will be reading that tomorrow. And so the reason why it's year 19 in our calendar is because I first started a virtual page, virtual temple for Tutankhamun. It was actually on, around July 18th, 2005. So counting from 2005 until now, we are starting the 19th year of that. And so next year will be starting year 20 because it'll wrap up on 2025. Yeah, but that's how the everything is numbered. That's why it is what it is. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Yunu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Enid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset, in Yunu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset, in Yunu, endures. As the name of Geb at the earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the shrine of Shenit, in Yunu, endures. As the name of Osir, Kentiamentiu, endures. As the name of Sutek in Nebet endures. We get Aset and Nicheru.
We're about there.
Yeah. As the name of Horus in Pei endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Kamenu endures. As the name of Ra in the Akhet endures, likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Nebet-hat. You have come in peace, O Yenetcheru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, O Nebet-hat. May you go forth in peace, O Yenetcheru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Alrighty, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And when the sun comes up, it will be the start of a new year. And we will celebrate outside and light things on fire and do fun things like that. So, okay. Unfortunately, that's such a hideous blessing.
Thank you, sweetie.
But yeah. And what I'm going to try to do is, I'm just trying to interpret the emojis, said Bekekaway, because I see the sick the fight the haha, the sick face, and then the dog. I just don't know, but okay. And B says, I have a small question. Was raised Christian, so I'm used to crying out amen sometimes. Kemetic replacement phrase out there. Actually, yes, and I have to credit Darren for saying, well, you need something like that, and so our equivalent of amen is in and ma, which sort of means the same thing. Truly, it is. Okay. Oh, and Sachihidi says it's already sunrise here in Germany. Oh, that's
Happy New Year.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I tell you what, I think where you are in terms of like time zone is very close to Egypt itself, because I think when we wrap up our service here is when the sun's coming up over Egypt, which I think is really awesome.
That's our gift to them.
well, no. Think about it. That means that all over the world, Ra is hailed as he comes up. Over their homeland. So
right.
But it's cool and yeah. So yeah, and Ma is sort of our equivalent of so mote it be, but yeah, and that's and truth be told, that's not something that you're likely to find somewhere in an ancient text, but it's using the Egyptian language, and that's what it means. Is in truth it is, and so if they were to answer amen or so mote it be, that's probably what they would say. So it is a neo-Kemetic expression. But thank you guys so much, and really excited, and we'll see you all tomorrow. So much love, and you guys have a good night. Okay, Married Webways, I think Egypt is 2 hours in front for UK. Yeah. And thank you for all the likes. I'm seeing all the hearts. That's awesome. And sweet dreams, everybody.
See you in the new year.
Yes. All right. Yes, NFT. There, Joey. And oh goodness, what was it that our friend Kayleen would have? I think it was Wiradjuri.
Yeah, that.
All right, much love.